the burning daylight.
Howdy there. I'm Matt McKinley, and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy.
Oh, big swinging Dick Mac. Gotta open that fence. Yeah.
we are back a week off. We had the week off, and
Why did we have the week off, Matt?
because Aaron is gay. I don't know if you've noticed the floating banner across the bottom.
Excuse me. Fucking Thursday, we were supposed to go, and Boomer over here can't fucking work a mouse.
No, my internet was slow as fuck, and it just wasn't gonna work.
Can I just say I saw Sarah Huckabee's response, and I didn't listen to anything she said. And I'm not saying I'm the best looking dude, but she is just unfortunately put together. She looks like she's a worse version of the wife in Shrek. Like I'd rather bang Mrs. Shrek than Sarah Huckabee. She looks like Eleanor Roosevelt if she was 40. Like
you're not wrong by any means.
You're just an asshole.
I don't, coming from like I guess a political dynasty like that. No, that's not even an asshole move. You know what? She's probably a piece of shit. She probably at some point will deserve it, and I don't. I'm good with it. I'm just good with all of it.
And Mike Huckabee's not like this grotesque looking dude. Like, what does the mom look like? That's. And I'm sorry. Sarah Huckabee.
But she does look a lot like her old man, though. if we're gonna be 100% honest, she looks a lot like her old man.
God, she's just it's like I was watching Step Brothers the other day, and you know that scene where he's like, I don't know what it is, it's just your face. I have the same thought in my head for her.
Your face.
Just something that can you fix it? Just something about it.
Do you have headphones in?
I do.
Okay.
Do you want me to switch them?
No, it's on my end. I don't know why I have this echo, and it's not you. It's just me.
Now I've recently have cordless headphones. Would that make it?
No.
Remember how we had the Boomer moment? I was making coffee while I was talking to you, and my phone was like 20 feet away.
Yeah. No, this is on my end, and I don't know why the hell it's going on now. I've got the same settings I've always had, but I hear myself echoing, and I can't not have headphones on because then I can't hear you. And yeah, I hear an echo.
Do you think it's on the cast right now? Is the cast all goofy too now?
I hope not, but we'll see.
Here, fire up the Shart of the Union, and I'll go get some different headphones just to test.
No, it's don't worry about it. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what it is on my end, and the good thing is we're doing a live watch along of the Shart of the Union, so I can work on that while we're watching. So it's not a big deal.
Fine, man.
As long as I'm not speaking, I can't hear myself. Oh fuck. How about these that China spy balloon, huh? I assume you watched. Oh, Aaron, where'd you go? Damn it. I lost you. Okay.
Hey, I'm back.
I don't know if we lost you or if I did that, but either way, we
It was me.
okay. So you've watched this thing already.
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't watched any of it. I caught tidbits because I was like wondering how long Uncle Corn Pop could go.
Mm, okay. Well, let's see what the president of the United States had to say tonight.
And we have a special safe word for pausing the video tonight. I hope you enjoy.
It's Nancy's titties.
Nancy's titties.
Nancy's titties. Can we substitute titties for cans, or can they be interchangeable?
You know what? Maybe this is the challenge all night. If we have to pause, you just replace Nancy's titties with another noun.
Oh,
Yes.
different noun for titties. All right.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So we both get Nancy's titties to start with. We both get one
Okay.
of those, and then we go from there. And then after
Okay.
that, we can't use the same one. So I think that's a fair starting point.
This should be like a drinking game, I feel.
I feel like it should. All right.
The political
Shart of the
backdrop
Union.
for tonight's address includes a debate over spending and the debt
And the
ceiling.
nice thing
a
is
series of
Matt
mass
can fucking
shootings,
fast
Chinese
forward through all the
balloon being shot
fucking
down by the US
standing
military,
ovations.
renewed
Oh.
scrutiny of police after
I
the
really
fatal
wish
beating
they'd
of
just
Tyree
deliver a
Nichols in
letter
Memphis,
like they
and the
used to.
ongoing war in Ukraine.
Right?
And while the nation's
We don't
economy has
need
seen
the
inflation
fucking
slow in recent months,
hullabaloo.
President Biden's approval rating on economic issues is underwater. Well, shortly we expect the
Underwater.
President and First Lady Jill. Now, have we seen any
Blue, blue, blue,
previews
blue,
of
blue.
tonight's
She looks unfortunate.
We have not seen
Nancy's
official
titties.
snippets like there have sometimes
Nancy's
been.
titties.
This looks like if Eric were to transition.
That looks like Mitch McConnell's trans daughter.
Been provided to the press corps under previous administrations. We have a good sense of many of the
Poor
top.
woman. She has to go through her entire life looking like that.
And like this is yes, it's mean spirited, but it's almost like, damn, it's a Matt McKinley. Damn, dude. Damn.
I don't want to be mean. I really actually I like C-SPAN because there's really not much bullshit to C-SPAN. They just kind of show what happens in Congress and the
It's a
Senate.
very C-SPAN reporter.
Yeah, she's just very unfortunate looking. Like she's got a face for radio.
Topics that he will hit from the economy.
Okay, where are we at?
levels of crowdedness. Am I correct?
Well,
It is
they
bustling.
like her.
I would say we're almost there.
6
I would
minutes in and
say,
she's still going.
especially for pre-speech, we're almost
Yes,
like
she's
less
probably
than an
great
hour
at her
before
job.
The speech itself.
That the president is
You know, she's
expected
got a
to
pleasant
tout.
voice, I will
So
say.
it's much more delicate and much less. It's not as sturdy. So false
It's
moves.
not as sturdy.
Not as
dealing with the
sturdy.
speech for tomorrow.
Oh,
When is
like
this
nothing.
lady? When is
And
this
that
lady
speech
gonna
is
be
due
fired?
begin at 9 p.m.
don't
Eastern
know.
time. It's a
Accomplishments
Are
and what
they
we've
allowed
done the
to
last
fire
2 years.
her?
He'll talk about that clearly.
Apparently
He'll lay
not,
that out.
because she is
And,
bad.
And I've also said this before.
she's
This is
so
a president
bad.
that's incredibly
But once
optimistic, and he
again,
talks about the
really
possibilities.
beautiful
he talks
skin.
and 29
Gorgeous skin.
seconds. That's
Like,
Friday's
yeah,
entrance
if
shortly.
she wasn't a rug muncher, I would take a run at her.
Oh, there's old Mitt.
Mitt Romney.
I'm gonna leave my dog on my car while I go through a car wash.
So, this Ronna McDaniel lady, the lady that's the what is she, the chair of the RNC or something like that?
Yeah.
She is Romney's niece or stepdaughter or something. She's a Romney somehow. And I think she used to go by like Ronna Romney McDaniel or Ronna McDaniel Romney, one of the however that the last name lines up there. And I'm pretty sure Trump made her change it because he hated Mitt Romney so much.
like what did you like in our text today? What was something about like
Let me find it. It says Donald Trump seems like the type of guy who would go down on Whoopi Goldberg and then deny it after.
And then I
was
sit back.
what
Sit
did
back.
you say?
That dude's way too rich to be fucking going down on anybody.
Yeah. So that was coming from that was a tweet from Reverend Ray Sistman. Hilarious troll account, but yeah, that's about right. Donald Trump made Ronna McDaniel remove the Romney from her name, just like he would probably go down on Whoopi Goldberg and then deny it.
You didn't do a Nancy's titties before you paused it. You got to do it too.
Oh fuck! All right, so
Yeah.
you're right. This is a first time deal, so first time with
Is
safe
this-
words, you know.
It's this fucking. Oh yeah, we never do.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. Look at like he looks so fragile. He looks like Pope John II walking out of the Pope-mobile.
And speaking of unfortunate looking people, and I hate to say this, because that Secret Service agent could kill me very, very easily, but he had a
Remember
very
at the same time.
look at that. That is a schnoz.
Yeah, he can. You know why? So he can sniff out danger.
Maybe. And then there's also his forehead protrudes too. That's
Lizard person.
He kind of looks like what is that old like medieval mask with the huge schnoz, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like that? We haven't even got to
open.
the
As we
speech
do
yet.
here in Washington, there's the President and the First Lady.
Look at how fragile.
Oh,
Great
he's so
shape.
fresh.
Getting better.
Ariel
Feel good.
Edwards-Levy of CNN. She's a pollster and
Who's in the yellow dress there?
Oh, look at Lizzie Paleface. She looks old and frail too, doesn't she?
She does.
Oh, these people are. It really is Hollywood for ugly people. Look at Rick Scott. He looks like a villain.
That yellow dress right there.
Oh wow. Oh, that's
Fly
cinema,
away.
isn't it?
Jesus.
That's.
She went to her tailor and she's like, I want a dress that looks like a yellow elephant.
For everybody that's watched along with us, that looks like something Matt Stone and Trey Parker would wear ironically to the Oscars.
Right? Is she on LSD right now?
I hope so. No, this is one time I wish my taxpayers actually paid, or my tax dollars paid for that LSD too. I like the
All right,
chair, by the way, the Shart of the Union. That's a nice touch, don't you think?
That is, it's very Fox News.
Yeah.
Okay, where's Uncle Corn Pop?
There's Bernie. Got his mask on.
Yeah, he's got to go to those book signings and make his money.
Why is Kamala not laughing? She doesn't.
I will
she's on
say-
camera yet.
I will say Kevin McCarthy, he's just got to look. He's staring a hole in the back of my head. He's like, this motherfucker.
He's got a very hateable face too, doesn't he?
He definitely, if you didn't get homework, Kevin McCarthy was going to tell teachers she didn't give out homework.
Yeah.
Mr. Hudson, the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Palmer, the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Johnson,
It's Virginia, Miss Capito.
I don't read the roll call.
Nancy's Cannons.
Who was that she just kissed on the face? Or like
Nancy's
on the lips?
Cannons.
Nancy's
There's-
Cannons.
There's the Supreme Court that can't figure out where the leak's coming from, so let's just forget that shit ever happened.
Yeah, also remember when like somebody tried to kill Kavanaugh?
Remember that.
Member berries? Oh, these people are so old.
They are, man. Like, they're all Mr. Burns.
Yeah. They all have like a pretty... All right, so watch this. Who does she kiss on the lips here? Oh, she looks frail, too. Good God. She's gonna snap him right there.
That's a purple dress.
Nancy's boobies. She is very purpley.
Who's Thor in the front row?
I don't know, but like, he's the best looking one I've seen all day, and we haven't
Right.
seen Bobert yet.
No, we haven't.
I bet she's looking hot tonight, isn't she?
She's in. I can't remember. Wait,
Yeah.
so she's kissing somebody on the lips there?
Yeah, watch this. Right here. Who is that?
I don't know. Your fucking video's freezing.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Is it going for you now?
Yeah.
Watch this. Who the hell is that?
That's her real husband.
Maybe so. But who is he? I've never seen that guy before. And, oh, by the way, Nancy's Jugs.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing things right. Like he went full right on the mouth.
Yeah, that's totally like 30 years of marriage kiss. Like,
Yeah,
you wouldn't kiss
like-
your brother like that, right?
No, I mean, not unless I was forced to, and you know that happened every now and then. But I'm totally kidding. But yeah, that's like how I kiss my little girl. It's like that's how I kiss her goodnight.
I don't think that's her dad. Maybe her
I don't-
daddy, but not her dad.
Maybe her daddy,
Mhm.
Dr. Daddy Biden. They just keep on coming out. Who are we getting now?
Oh, there's fucking the brain trust.
Yeah.
The military brain trust.
I wonder if they've discussed white guilt lately.
Man, this is taking forever.
Oh, Nance! Nance's cans. Nance's
Man.
giant cans.
Okay, Nancy's sweater pillows.
Let's get back to.
Hold on, Nancy's sweater pillows.
All right.
She was just on CNN.
Oh,
Is
really?
CNN headquarters? I mean, it wouldn't be just shocking that CNN's like right next to the State of the Union because, you know.
Well, you remember how they were like just magically outside Mar-a-Lago when the FBI raided it? Or they were just like magically outside Roger Stone's house when he got raided at 4 a.m.
Hey, I heard something's going down here. I think there's some news abound.
There's some real good news stories floating around here. Yeah, let's take a look at old Nance.
Okay, K-Mark, let's get this show on the road.
Hey, there he is. There's Corn Pop.
Where's the awkward?
Pony soldier.
Oh! Oh, hey, Bob.
Who is this chick?
don't
Sorry,
know.
Nancy's Bazongas.
I don't know. She's creeping me the fuck out, though.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think of what she looks like too. Kind of Like Earthworm Jim's mom.
She looks like Golem.
Yeah. Here we go.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor to present to you the President of the United States.
All right, fast forward through fucking the cheering. Enough of this. He's not a fucking king.
2 years shut down our businesses.
Yeah, Big Chop Papa Joe gonna
2
talk
years
now.
ago, COVID had shut down, our businesses were closed, our schools were robbed of so much, and today, COVID no longer controls our lives. And 2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threat to the Civil War, and today, though bruised, our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken. Toxic burn pit. The past one in agenda. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together. Came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe. You came together to pass once in a generation infrastructure law, building bridges connecting our nation and our people. We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits. And in fact,
Nancy's milk duds. How much amphetamine is he on right now? God damn it. Matt. Can you hear me, Matt?
Sorry, I was
Can you-
muted.
Can you
Who
hear
is
me?
this?
That's have you ever read the book The Witches?
No. But I believe you.
Like in the Witches, like there's a band of like secret society of witches, and one of the
Yeah.
things is that they wear wigs and because they're bald. Damn it, Matt! Read a fucking Roald Dahl book.
That it's starting to ring a bell. I only read a few of his, but all right. So we got my other girlfriend AOC over here. I don't know who this is, and but this right here, this is the great thing about just being able to pause it. You're just like, what the fuck is going on over here?
How much amphetamine is Uncle Joe on right now?
All the amphetamine.
All the
so much on amphetamine.
He looks ready to rock. He's fucking jumpy.
and in fact, I signed over 300 bipartisan pieces of legislation since becoming president, from reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act, the Electoral Count Reform Act, the Respect for Marriage Act that protects the right to marry the person you love, and to my Republican friends, if we could work together the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well. I think you all are as formed as I am, but I think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting, power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere.
You fucking
That's always
hypocrite.
been my vision of our country, and I know it's many of yours. To restore the soul of this nation, to rebuild the backbone of America, America's middle class, and to unite the country. We've been sent here to finish the job, in my view. For decades, the middle class has been hollowed out in more than, and not no one administration, but for a long time. Too many good-paying manufacturing jobs move overseas. Factories closed down. Once thriving cities and towns that many of you represent became shadows of what they used to be. And along the way, something else we lost.
I really like our
Pride,
kicker, by the way.
our sense of self-worth. I ran for president to fundamentally change things, to make sure our economy works for everyone, so we can all feel that pride in what we do. To build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out, not from the top down. Because when the middle class does well, the poor have a ladder up, and the wealthy still do very well. We all do well.
Nancy's fun bags.
Yeah, yes.
All right, so all this meth and Adderall and whatever else they're shooting into his dick hole.
Zippy flippies.
Yeah, but it does give you like a sense of like he did have some real political talent back in the day. Like he comes across as a blue collar guy. We all know that he made a shitload of money off his office of vice president, and then his son and a bunch of foreign dealings. You know, it's kind of almost confirmed at this point through the whole laptop deal, 10% for the big guy shit. But like he actually had some political talent back in the day. You know, I could see a bunch of union guys voting for him, even though it was like full of shit.
And then he turned into a leather glove.
Yeah. On Adderall.
Than a paycheck. You really would say this. It's about a lot more than a paycheck. I know a lot of you always kid me for always quoting my dad, but my dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. You really would say this. It's about a lot more than a paycheck.
Nancy's nipple
It's about
carriers.
your dignity.
Did you like that one?
It's good. I was thinking I couldn't fucking say I'm running out of them.
So my wife sent me a drinking game for the or State of the Union bingo, and one of them was
I'm not kidding. Is I'm not kidding on there?
No, it was something about his dad.
Fucking A. We get it. You're not kidding. I get it. I
It's not
get
a
it.
joke.
It's not a joke.
Where's Oh, my dad would say, Joey. That's exactly what he just said. Look at that. We even got the fucking captions paused.
It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, folks, so let's look at the results. We're not finished yet by any stretch of the imagination, but unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low.
Nancy's come mountains.
Come mountains, I like it. Come mountains.
Because
if you're a fast talker.
For the listeners out there, if you don't know what that's referring to, look up pearl necklace. Yeah, I'm sorry. Employment may be that low right now, but inflation is absolutely killing any earnings. You know why it's 3.5? Because everybody has to go back to work because fucking the money's drying up, Matt. The money's drying up.
Well, yeah. And before all the Republicans start piling on Uncle Joe, and I'm no defender of Uncle Joe, I'm just saying that before you pile on him about inflation, about the, what was it, $2.2 trillion stimulus bill, right? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And don't forget that like 40% of all the dollars in circulation had been printed in the last couple of years.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so that all started under Donald Trump. Well, I mean, it started when did we go off the gold standard? 71? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And remember, the Republicans are the party of fiscal conservancy, but it was a
allegedly
Republican that took us off the gold standard. It was Reagan that escalated the war on drugs and got us further involved in the Middle East. And then George W. spent what? We're up to what, like $7 trillion on wars in the Middle East right now since 2001. All Republican, fiscal conservatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Workers.
Back to Uncle Joe.
We've already created, your help, 800,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs, the fastest growth in 40 years.
What about the oil sector?
Words are written. Where is it
how
written that
about,
America can't lead the world in
like half of
manufacturing?
the
I don't know where
economy
that's
being
written.
out of work for
For
2
too many
years?
decades, we imported projects and exported jobs. Now, thanks to what you've all done, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Folks, it's unfair and inflation. Inflation has been a global problem because the pandemic disrupted our supply chains and Putin's unfair and
Nancy's
brutal
hoo-haws.
war.
Video is frozen.
And so now that I've shit on Trump, like, now let's get into the Biden presidency. Like, what we're at $110 billion that we've sent to Ukraine right now. We're gonna spend $3 billion a year to defend Taiwan. Was a $1.4 trillion infrastructure bill. I think I forget what that one was, but what was the latest one? The Inflation Reduction Act. That was like 1.4 trillion.
On top of that, the student loan forgiveness.
Student loan forgiveness. I mean, just name it. We're spending millions of dollars to ship illegal immigrants from Texas or Florida to Chicago and New York, who are then spending our money to send those same illegal immigrants up to Canada. So it's not a Republican or a Democrat problem. It's just fucking politics problem, man.
In Ukraine disrupted energy supplies as well as food supplies, blocking all that grain in Ukraine. But we're better positioned than any country on earth right now. But we have more to do.
Janet Yellen.
But here at home,
so
inflation is
ugly.
coming down. Here at home, gas prices are down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is coming down, not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation has fallen every month for the last 6 months, while take-home pay has gone up. Additionally, over
Nancy's
the last 2
udders.
years, a record.
Good call with the udders.
Dude.
You're picking up cowboy terms now.
I am being utterly disappointed because I can't see the video, Matt.
You can't?
I can't see troll Janet Yellen.
Oh.
I can't see Kamala fucking doing her best to seem human.
Let's
I
try
can't
that.
see McCarthy burning a hole in the back of Uncle Corn Pop.
Can you see it now?
I see the podcast for the working cowboy.
That's it?
Move your ass.
Huh. Well, I don't know. Let me
Matt, you may have a podcast, but you're the worst goddamn producer.
It's yeah, you're not wrong. How's that?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see if it works out. Look at him just fucking he looks like he wants to just strangle a geriatric.
Let's take a look at
Inflation has fallen every month for
There
the
you go.
last 6 months, while take-home pay has gone up. Additionally, over the last 2 years, a record 10 million Americans applied to start new businesses. 10 million. And by the way, every time someone starts a small business is an act of hope. And Madam Vice President, I want to thank you for leading that effort to ensure that small businesses have access to capital and the historic laws we enacted that are going to just come into being. Standing here last year, I shared with you a story of American genius and possibilities. Semiconductors, small computer chips the size of a fingerprint. The power.
who's that? Sorry, Nancy's titties.
Oh. Isn't that... No, that's not Matt Gaetz. It's that's a new cat. That's the new cat.
Ohio, right? The senator?
Yeah, he's the new up and coming rising star. He kind of like he has
JD
he has
Vance.
he has good points, but like he definitely gives me like the Damien vibe.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Matt Gaetz.
He does.
Like, you listen to Matt Gaetz talk. Ted Cruz the same way. You listen to him talk, and you're like, I kind of like that guy, and then you see their face, and you're like, ugh, I don't like them at all.
Magoo.
Yeah, exactly. Good. You know, we're on the same wavelength here.
Yes, we are.
Or everything, from cell phones to automobiles and so much more. These chips were invented in America. Let's get that straight. They were invented in America.
And stolen by China.
We used to make 40% of the world's chips.
To him by Clinton.
In the last several decades, we lost our edge. We're down to only producing 10%. We all saw what happened during the pandemic when chip factories shut down overseas. Today's automobiles need 3,000 chips each of those automobiles. But American automobiles couldn't make enough cars because there weren't enough chips. Car prices went up. People got laid off. So did everything from refrigerators.
Wait, 3,000 chips in a truck.
That seems like a lot.
So they have to manufacture billion chips a year.
Exactly. I will say though, I know it sounds like I'm kind of really standing up for Uncle Joe here, but if you've ever tried to mechanic on any vehicle newer than like a 2005 or something like that, you're like, holy shit, how much computer shit goes into a vehicle? But 3,000 seems a bit excessive.
I think I'm going to have to text Mike Ellis tomorrow to ask him how many fucking chips are in my truck.
I know. 3,000 seems like
excessive. Yeah.
Yeah, way high.
Oh, remember when Joe said 100,000 people could kill like 100 people or some shit like that?
Yeah.
So I had a number today. Apparently they seized 700 pounds of fentanyl, and it could kill every person in the state of Georgia. Like, way off. Way off.
Yeah. It was funny when I had to spend the weekend in jail for my DUI. There was several guys in that little cell pod that were in there for fentanyl, either distribution or possession, and there's like, now you can do a lot of fentanyl before you overdose. It's the people that don't think they're doing fentanyl that overdose. Usually, it's the people that think they get coke, and it's cut with fentanyl. So then, yeah. But they're all like all these news outfits. They're like 1 grain of rice-sized bit of fentanyl could kill 300 people. Like,
well, it's like my cop buddy said. He said most of the time when they're like mixing a batch, think of it like chocolate chip cookies, and you get the you don't mix it well enough because hey, they're not chefs. He said it's kind of like that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there's no doubt it was really dangerous, but it's like the way they describe it is, yeah, it's just typical media fear mongering.
Brings me to my next point. Don't do crack.
Don't do crack. And just to be very clear, don't do fentanyl either.
No.
I know if you're doing coke, sometimes that's probably not, you weren't trying to do fentanyl, but probably just don't do coke either.
Yeah.
This day and age, like, stick with weed, that shit's regulated.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's the cell phones. We can never let that happen again. That's why we came together to pass the Bipartisan Chips and Science Act. I know I've been criticized for saying this, but I'm not changing my view. We're going to make sure the supply chain for America begins in America. The supply chain begins in America.
Yeah, because people disagree with that, Uncle Corn Pop.
Nancy's That's crazy.
Cannons.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Who has ever disagreed with that statement?
He ain't joking, Matt.
It's not a joke. Like, who's ever criticized me for that? Nobody's criticized anybody for that.
Bernie Sanders because he hates capitalism.
Yeah, but even Bernie knows you don't criticize that statement. Pick your battles, man.
Excuse me, sir. What about infant murder do you not disagree or agree with?
Exactly. Would you please explain to me the finer points of rape that you agree with?
Oh, fuck.
800,000 new manufacturing jobs without this law, before the law kicks in. With this new law, we're going to create hundreds of thousands of new jobs across the country. And I mean all across the country, throughout not just the coast, but through the middle of the country as well. That's going to come from companies that have announced more than $300 billion in investment in American manufacturing over the next few years. Outside of Columbus, Ohio, Intel is building semiconductor factories on 1,000 acres, literally a field of dreams. It's going to create 10,000 jobs, that one investment, 7,000 construction jobs, 3,000 jobs in those factories once they're finished. They call them factories. Jobs paying an average of $130,000 a year, and many do not require a college degree. Opportunity. And jobs.
Nancy's fembots machine guns. I just have to say, like, I'm all for promoting that you don't need a college degree. But every time I hear shit like that, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is a college degree just not worth anything anymore? It's like we're the ultimate. We picked the worst, Matt. We didn't go to a vocational school, and we didn't go on to get a master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like well, I guess I'll just get a bachelor's. Fuck it.
It's the new high school diploma, really.
It really is. I feel like shit.
And then you look at the buddies that went straight into the workforce,
Yes.
And they're like pulling in $100K a year now, and you're like, "Fuck, man."
I have a certain friend that who his last name is in Spanish. His nickname's Fuego. He's apparently like working his way up in the realm of the unions and doing fantastic. And don't get me wrong, he's earned it. But he didn't finish college, went in to be an electrician, and then a couple years later, he introduced Joe Biden at the local 504 union. I'm like, and I'm like, good for you, Juice. But what the fuck did I? You know what we did? You know where we're rich? We're rich in friends we acquired.
I am definitely rich in that.
Yes.
Yes. I gotta say, like, we haven't talked about it yet, but like we did our show in Elko, 2 shows in Elko this weekend, and holy fuck, I got some cool friends, man.
Yeah.
we put on a really good show.
Dude, I gotta fucking come out.
Yes, next year you need to. I'll tell you off air. I don't want to announce anything yet because it's nothing in set in stone. But I'll tell you about it later. But
Matt's doing gay porn, except he's pigeonholed into being the gay cowboy.
It's on OnlyFans. Big dicks forever, but it's Eva. Because Speaking of big dicks, this guy I don't think has one.
Dude, every time I see Ted Cruz, the picture in my mind is him and when he was on vacation during that snowstorm with just the braids. That's all I can fucking picture.
Yep. And it's so funny when how partisan we've become and tribal. Because I remember when people were shitting on Ted Cruz, and then all of a sudden the Republicans were like, "Well, he's a U.S. senator, and there's nothing he can do anyway." I'm like, but you don't see the optics that the state that you represent is undergoing a crisis, and you're in fucking Cancun.
Yeah, he had to take his daughter, dude. Jesus,
Yeah.
don't you have a daughter?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ted Cruz, for all intents and purposes, is a pretty decent senator, but God, he's got a hateable face.
Again, the kid who wants homework.
Because we work together, these jobs where people don't have to leave home to search for opportunities.
Jabronis. That fucking guy.
Is that Mr. Swalwell?
Yes.
Well, where's he at? That little fucking weasel.
God damn. Do you think that Chinese spy woman was pegging him?
God, if she was. Yeah.
I don't get how that guy is still an elected official. I don't get it. It has nothing to do with party. Not one bit to do with party. Like, I don't get how that guy still gets elected.
And I love it how they were playing like the martyrs getting kicked off these committees. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Eric Swalwell should have been kicked off the Foreign Relations Committee as soon as they found out about the Chinese fucking spy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And Ilhan Omar, I'm sorry. Like, there's only so many times you can, subtly put these anti-Semitic things out and not think that there's not going to be repercussions. It's not about fucking, we don't like you. It's what you're fucking saying and doing. I'm sorry. Like, fucking A.
Yeah. And also, like, know your audience. The Israel lobby is not saying anything against Jews, the Jewish people. I'm just saying the Israel lobby holds a lot of sway. So, like I said, know your audience.
When is
we work together, these jobs.
when's the Kanye song gonna come on?
You know what? That's the only episode I've ever got pulled off of Spotify. It was because of Kanye, and it's not because they don't condone Kanye or they're canceled Kanye. It's just they don't have the license to it to play his music on Spotify.
People don't have to leave home.
Oh, and also Nancy's
This is hard. Wow.
I know. We got another strike on YouTube.
Oh yeah, what happened?
It was the same episode we got the strike for last time, which I thought they deleted from YouTube.
What happened?
And but it was from June of 2021. And it was same reason. It was called Fence Post Politics. The science is settled, and we were talking about how the science was definitely not settled after a new study on the COVID vaccines showed that like maybe it wasn't providing as much protection as originally advertised.
Okay.
And we got pulled for medical misinformation.
Again. What medically were we not sound on? Because I believe we're always medically sound.
I'm very medically sound. I'm very open that I've had chlamydia in the past.
Sorry, you made me choke.
that was folks. I've never had chlamydia, but
do they specifically tell you what we said that offended the overlords that be?
No, but it was like if you express any medical opinion that that differs from the CDC or other trusted sources, that's considered medical misinformation.
You know what it was? I bet you went on one of your vaccine libertarian rants, and I just sat there and listened.
Probably, but I also like it's not misinformation. Like we're pretty upfront. It's labeled in the comedy category for a reason.
Right, and
We're a bunch of dummies.
it still fucking drives me nuts that you can bring up like an alternative theory and have some reasons why you may or may not believe this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, the government lies. Like, you know what? Very valid point. But somehow you get fucking taken down because you put that point of view out.
It's fucking wild, man. And also when you follow my line of logic through this whole vaccine thing, like I've been right more than not.
And trust me, if anybody should know, it's Matt, because Matt's been battling VD for years.
Years. Chlamydia for days.
The search for opportunity. It's just getting started.
We're so dumb.
Think
So
about
dumb.
the new homes, the small businesses, the medium-sized businesses. So much more that's going to be needed.
The
Support
schmediums.
those 3,000 permanent jobs, and the factories that are going to be built. Talk to mayors and governors, Democrats.
He's just saying like thousand. Nancy's mammary glands.
Yes.
I love it when Biden gets to talking numbers.
Or
You know
just
he's
like,
not gonna get him right.
or just like ranges. It's like a Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. He just starts
Yeah.
naming fucking nouns in that category.
Republicans.
I've been to
They'll tell you
Alabama,
what this
Colorado,
means for their
Tennessee.
communities. We're seeing these field of
It's
dreams
like,
transform to the
when he
heartland.
does
But to
that
maintain
song
the
about
strongest economy in the
stealing,
world,
did
we
it
need the
one
best
piece at a
infrastructure
time,
in the world.
and then got me a dime.
And folks,
Nancy's Paloma Verdes. I don't know what that means, but that guy's a robot. I'm almost convinced of it. He was a robot programmed to be gay, created by the CIA. That's my theory. Any thoughts?
Sorry, I was getting muted. I was muted because I was getting water.
Okay.
It's so funny. You started saying that. I was like, it's got to be little Pete.
Yep.
You know what though? Like, I gotta give to little Pete. Like, he's probably the best looking one there, besides Bo Bear.
He is, and you know what? He's a respectable looking guy, and that's about the only positive thing you can say about him as a politician. Because
Well,
as the Secretary of Transportation, he has not done so hot.
he dude, he's a dedicated father that takes 6 months after his firstborn, or 6 months. Like, he's dedicated. Like, you're fucking ripping on the guy, and he's just here to be a dad.
He's just here to be just a regular old dad with another dad, and
okay. I gotta say, and I think Matt's in this category, and I've talked to other first-time dads, and they're in this category too. Like, my wife was talking the other day about maternity leave, and she's like, "Oh, men should have 3 months off too." And I was like, "No." She's like, "You wouldn't take 3 months off?" I was like, "No, I gave you 2 weeks. I needed to go back."
Yeah, if I had well, I guess I did have. I was unemployed, or like I was just kind of doing day jobs for about 4 or 5 months, and a lot of those days I just stayed home with my daughter when she was still an infant, and I love her very much. Like, I've never loved anything quite so much as my little girl, but
get me out of here!
Holy shit, dude! I've never been so ready to build fence in my life. Holy fuck. Like I was going so stir crazy. And I don't know what it's like to be a gay dad with an infant that you adopted. But when you're well off as enough as these guys are, and we know they are because they disclose all that shit before they run for office. Like, we know you made some money. Can you not just pay somebody to take care of that kid for a couple extra months while you start your new job as Secretary of fucking Transportation?
I got through day 10 and I just remember thinking like, holy shit, I would even be okay with like digging holes and killing prairie dogs. That's how fucking bad it got.
Yeah. Oh, and also like this guy is a Secretary of Transportation. And
yeah,
your first move as a cabinet member is to go on paternity leave with your husband for children that neither one of you pushed out. For like, what was it, like 3 months he was gone?
Something like that.
I mean, once again, like, read the room a little bit, dude. Like, coming out of COVID, too. Holy fuck.
Yeah, Matt.
As you all know,
but I mean,
we used to be number one in the world in infrastructure. We've sunk to 13th in the world. The United States of America, 13th in the world in infrastructure, modern infrastructure.
Yeah.
But now we're coming back because we came together and passed the bipartisan infrastructure law, the largest investment in infrastructure since President Eisenhower's interstate highway system.
Leatherface.
50,000 projects.
Nancy's Mounds.
Mound's nice.
What? So just call him Leatherface.
He is a very, but he's like a jaundiced leather though. Like he's like very yellow looking, you know.
He's a jaundiced leather. I don't know. I gotta think about that one.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to look at him.
Already we've funded over 20,000 projects.
I'm really enjoying this.
Including major airports from Boston to Atlanta to Portland. Projects that are going to put thousands of people to work rebuilding our highways, our bridges, our railroads, our tunnels, ports,
like
airports,
Bobby,
clean
though.
water,
High-speed
internet, all across America. Urban, rural, tribal.
Spaceship.
And folks, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Voted against it as well. Sincerely.
Oh my word. Nancy's shit.
Nancy's cum receptacles.
Nancy's Jumbos.
Okay.
Is that Maxine Waters or
that's Maxine.
Oh man. She's starting to look like the Crypt Keeper. Who's that next to her? Who's the Asian lady next to her?
I don't know her.
Is she Asian? She kind of looks Asian.
No, I think that's Latin origin.
I was gonna say that was my next guess.
And then the guy on the left is
South
definitely
American,
fucking
probably. Yeah.
And the guy on the left definitely Irish. Look at that old fuck.
Irish. Or something from the British Isles.
Yes, that way.
Yeah. Like, could be Wales, could be Ireland.
Friends who voted for the law.
Could be Scottish.
And my Republican friends who voted against it as well.
I mean,
but I still get asked to fund the projects in those districts as well. But don't worry, I promised I'd be a president for all Americans. We'll fund these projects.
Somebody overlapped there.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a shout out.
Projects like Brent Spence Bridge in Kentucky. This law will further unite all of America. Projects like Brent Spence Bridge in Kentucky over the Ohio River. built 60 years ago, badly needed repairs, one of the nation's most congested freight routes, carrying $2 billion worth of freight every single day across the Ohio
Nancy's
River.
Himalayas.
And folks,
you're on a roll.
Nothing gets Democrats' dicks harder than talking about fucking spending money on bridges. Nothing.
I know it. I know it. You know who else likes to talk about infrastructure spending?
Who?
The Orange Man.
You know what? We do need some infrastructure, but like you would think that our nation is just a nation full of bridges. Like we put down rivers just to build bridges, and we made sure people like Jake are engineers.
Yeah.
God bless.
God bless. It just anytime I think about the infrastructure spending, I just think back to that episode of The Sopranos where they go down to New Orleans after Katrina, and they're just like all those fucking union mob guys making money hand over fist, fucking the taxpayer.
Yeah.
And I halfway respect it because like.
Here it comes. I was waiting for this.
Well, somebody's gonna get that money, and I was like, we don't stop them from writing the checks, so I don't know.
And fucking Matt's theory on the mob. There's some order.
I mean, it's just like I don't know. How are they any worse than the politicians? I'm just like I kind of respect the hustle. If they figure out how to do it, you're like I mean, I guess.
Matt.
Whatever.
Come on. The government's better because they murder in secret. Oh my God, that was the most libertarian thing I think I've ever fucking said. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna one up you on the libertarian because they'll just murder out in the open and then beg you to stop them.
Talking about fixing it for decades.
Or dare you to stop
but
them.
We're really finally going to get it done. I went there last month with Democrats and Republicans and from both states to deliver a commitment of $1.6 billion for this project.
Nancy's
Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountains. There we go. We're just have to start naming mountain ranges now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's president. They're just like bragging in your face how they spent the money they stole from you during these State of the Unions. Like we're
$1 billion.
$1.8 billion. Neat. My tax bill's just gonna keep going up, ain't it?
Oh, speaking of, my energy bill this month was $314, down from $35 from last month. Yeah. But hey, at least I have a job, right? I got a job.
At least you got a job, and hey,
Yeah,
at least there's $1.8 billion going to that bridge in Kentucky.
And while I was there, I met a young woman named Sarah, who's here tonight. I don't know where Sarah is. Is she up in the box? I don't know.
She's up
Sarah,
in the box.
how are you?
I don't know. Where are you?
Well,
there you
Sarah,
are.
for 30 years.
Now, who's she again?
For 30 years, I learned, she told me she'd been a proud member of the Iron Workers Local 44, known as
a union lady.
There you go.
Known as the Cowboys in the Sky.
Nancy's titillating adventures. I wonder if she's a union person, like the same way that what's his name, Fetterman is a union guy. You know, guy that's never actually worked a union job, just like became like some union rep. Never actually worked in the union, but like just became like middle management within the union organization or something, some shit like that.
And then Rose, she pulled a Kamala.
Yeah, pretty much. How
long? Okay, so how long was Nancy's Himalayas? How How long was Kamala a DA?
I don't know. We'll listen to
Research
Uncle
later.
Joe and then I'll look it up.
Built Cincinnati's skyline. Sarah said she can't wait to be 10 stories above the Ohio River building that new bridge. God bless her. That's pride. And that's what we're also building. We're building back pride. Look, we're also replacing poisonous lead pipes that go into 10 million homes in America.
Well, too soon, Kamala.
400,000 school and child care centers. So every child in America can drink the water instead of having permanent damage to their brain. Look, we're making sure.
Yeah, you better clap for that, McCarthy. We don't want child brain cancer.
Yeah. Every community in America has access to affordable high-speed internet. No parent should have to drive by McDonald's parking lot to help them do their homework online with their kids, which thousands were doing across the country.
7 years.
And when we do these projects,
Francisco.
and again, I get criticized for this, but I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American. We're going to buy American.
And then Attorney General for 6 years in California. So this is Nancy's butter kisses. This is strikingly similar to when we were like, what the fuck has Stacey Abrams done? And turns out she was pretty active in Georgia politics before she ran for governor and lost.
Was she
for governor again and lost? But
was she a political operative?
Stacey Abrams or Kamala?
Abrams.
I would.
You said she was in politics.
No, she was like the House Minority Leader in Georgia.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, so she was elected to state office, and then, but that, it's always good to look at these things because like Kamala's been awful for quite some time. It looks like, like it hasn't just come about. It's kind of the same way Stacey Abrams was,
and it's totally consistent with international trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933, but for too long, past administrations, Democrat, Republican, have fought to get around it. Not anymore.
Nancy's therapeutic
Tonight
pillows.
I'm announcing new.
Fuck! I forgot my point. Fuck! God, I was so concentrated on the fucking what they call Nancy's titties. But
well, I was getting ready to say. I had a point, and then I couldn't think of another name for Nancy's titties. But my point was, he wants to be FDR so fucking bad.
Oh, big time, man.
And the worst part is, like, he's following right along in those steps. Like, it's more government spending, and then like Lend-Lease, and then just ratcheting up war efforts.
But there's no way I think this dude could win a war.
No,
which is scary.
The way that we're trying to fight it is the Secretary of the Navy just the other day was like, "Hey, here pretty soon we're not going to be able to supply Ukraine with munitions and also keep our arsenal up to date." Like, whoa, man, we're like that Ukraine deal is starting to get really out of hand.
Your libertarian dudes have never been stronger for an argument.
I mean, it's it's a pretty strong argument right now, you know?
Yeah.
New standards require all construction materials used in federal infrastructure projects to be made in America.
I wonder if there's cue cards somebody in the back is holding up, like, stand up now.
I mean it.
Applause.
Oh, hold on. Nancy.
Lumber. Made in America.
Nancy's pink bags.
I mean it.
Pink bags. That's a good. Who is that?
That's a ghoulish of a man.
Fuck.
Okay, listeners, it doesn't no justice unless you watch the video. Because,
Yeah.
like, without context, you have no clue.
No, clue.
Man.
Honestly, I don't. Is that Blumenthal or is that Dick Durbin?
It's like if a Chucky doll got the Pinocchio wish and became a real boy and then grew up and became a senator.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm starting to come around on the idea of this televised State of the Union, and I think everybody should watch it and just see who is representing you. And honestly, I don't know.
They're old folks.
I don't know who this is. I don't know what his political views are, but if we're going just strictly off the face test, I don't like him. I don't like anybody in this frame here. If we're just going off the face test.
I'm waiting for that lizard person moment where we're looking and their eyes like fucking blink. Their pupils.
When his tongue comes through the screen and licks my nose.
Oh, Matt, fix the video. Okay, never mind. It's frozen on him.
Cable. And on my watch, American roads, bridges, and American highways are going to be made
Yeah.
with American products as well.
I don't know what to do with my hand.
My economic plan is about investing in places and people that have been forgotten. So many of you listen to the United.
He's about to go Axl Rose on that bitch.
So
his staff's like, put your hands down. Put your hands down.
The past 4 decades,
I was on a spaceship.
too many people have been left behind and treated like they're invisible. Maybe that's you watching from home. Remember the jobs that went away. You remember them, don't you?
Yeah,
folks at home remember them. You wonder whether the path even exists anymore for your children to get ahead without having to move away. Well, that's why I get that. That's why we're building an economy where no one's left behind. Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back because choices we made in the last several years.
He looks
this
like
is,
a really
in my view, a blue-collar blueprint to rebuild America and make a
Really
real
soft
difference
what?
in your lives at
Clint
home.
Eastwood.
For example, too many of you
Clint Eastwood
lay in bed at night like my dad did,
cerebral palsy,
staring at the ceiling, wondering what.
It's because they're both 100 years old.
If your spouse
but they got the same
gets cancer,
well, I guess once you get
or your
that.
child gets deadly
Yes.
ill, or something happens to you.
Nancy's Magic Mountains.
John Fetterman, man, like, oh my God, he's a fucking senator.
Gets cancer.
Freeze.
All right, so
or your
that dude doesn't know where he's at, man.
No, and he is uglier than the worst portrait of Abraham Lincoln.
He's got a good sized melon.
Man, he looks like he came straight out of Transylvania. And not like the real Transylvania, but like the vampire, the Dracula Transylvania.
The Nosferatu.
Yeah, I'm good. God, there's a lot of Neanderthal in that guy.
You know what was one thing I wish I could have seen in my life? I told Brad about this, but he absolutely refused. But I think it would have been the best one. He should have shaved his head and gone as Nosferatu. And then when he said no, he's like, I'm not gonna shave off all my hair. It's like, okay, we just shave off patches and you can go as Golem.
Child gets deadly ill.
Good.
Or something happens to you. What are you going to get money to pay for those medical bills? Or you're going to have to sell the house or try to get a second mortgage on it.
I'm all in.
I get it. I get it.
Doing a televised
The Inflation Reduction Act that I
so
signed into law.
See these.
We're taking on powerful interest to bring healthcare costs down, so you can sleep better at night with more security. We pay more for prescription drugs than
After we
any
take your guns
nation in
away.
the world. Let me say it again. We pay more for prescription drugs than any major nation on earth. For example, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes.
They've been pounding that
Many of
point
you in
home
this
for
chamber do.
my
And
entire
in the
life,
audience.
and they've not done a goddamn
But every
thing about
day,
it.
millions need insulin to control their diabetes so they can literally
Josh
stay alive.
Hawley's got a hateable
Insulin's
face,
been
too.
around for over 100 years.
Oh, dude.
The guy who invented it
Man,
didn't even
I
patent it
don't
because he
like
wanted it to
any
be
of them.
available for everyone. It cost the drug companies roughly $10
That
a
might be
vial
my
to make that
libertarian
insulin.
bias coming into play.
Packaging
but
and all, you may get up
haven't
to
disagreed with me
$13.
once.
But Big Pharma has been unfairly charging people hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 a month, making record profits.
I wonder
Uh-oh,
how
someone
much-
spoke.
Anymore.
I wonder how much Big Pharma
Not
donated to
anymore.
Mr. Joe.
So many things that we did are only now coming to fruition. We said we were doing this, and we said we passed the law to do it, but people didn't know because the law didn't take effect until January 1 of this year. We capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare. People are just finding out. I'm sure you're getting the same calls I'm getting. Look, there are millions of
I
other
don't
Americans
think I am, Joe.
who do not or are not on Medicare, including 200,000 young people with type 1 diabetes and need this insulin to stay alive. Let's finish the job this time. Let's cap the cost of insulin for everybody at $35.
Oh, Nancy's naughty pairing. And also, look, I mean, it doesn't matter where you pause this broadcast. It's like there's hateable faces everywhere. God damn it.
Also, too, I'm shocked Joe went an hour and a half. But do you notice, unlike other presidents, he's literally not letting the clapping make it any longer. He's like, "Let's go, people. We got a schedule. Let's go. I gotta get home."
We're gonna sound a lot like we're big Joe Biden fans, but I mean, what credit where it's due. He is keeping this. We're the ones dragging it out right here. It's not Uncle Joe.
Yo, Uncle Corn Pop.
Oh.
Man, dude, I got.
What's the 1870 button?
Folks,
I don't know.
and Big Pharma's still going to do very well, I promise you all. I promise you they're going to do very well. This law also caps and won't even go into effect until 2025.
Gus had jaundice.
Costs
when he
out-of-pocket
was
drug
born,
costs
and
for
his
seniors on
skin looked
Medicare at a
very much
maximum
that
of
same
$2,000 a year. You don't have to pay more than $2,000 a year, no matter how much your drug costs are. Because you know why? You all know it. Many of you, like many in my family, have cancer.
Lay under the UV
You know
light.
the drugs can range
Yeah.
from 10, 11,
Vern got that too.
$15,000
Isn't that the same
for the cancer
skin
drugs.
tone?
If
It
drug
looks like
prices
he's
rise
been
faster
covered
than
in
inflation, drug
iodine.
companies are going to have to pay
Yeah.
Medicare back the difference. We're finally
It's not much
giving
different
Medicare
from
the
Trump.
power to negotiate drug prices. Bringing down
It's just like different level of
prescription drug
carotene,
costs
maybe.
doesn't just save seniors money. It cuts the federal deficit
Oh, there's
by
the whisper.
billions of dollars,
There's the whisper.
by hundreds of billions of dollars. Because these
My
prescription
word.
drugs
Who are these
are drugs purchased by Medicare to keep their commitment to the seniors.
Nancy
Well,
Starships.
guess what? Instead of paying
Starships?
It's so funny the gifs you saw, America's becoming Gotham, and it shows all the politicians. There's the Joker. That's
Yeah.
the Joker.
if it's not Gotham, it's the what's the the Hunger Games.
Right.
And they fucking Klaus Schwab. Could you look like a Bond villain? Like, fuck around, dude.
Is that her name? Is Klaus?
No, that's like the leader of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab.
They all look like Bond villains.
I know.
Like all the Bond
$500 a
villains.
month, you're paying 15.
All the Bond villains have something kind of ironic about their appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like these people are doing it unironically.
That's a lot of savings for the federal government. And by the way, why wouldn't we want that? Now, some members here are threatening, and I know it's not an official party position, so I'm going to exaggerate, but threatening to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. As my coach, that's okay, that's fair. As my football coach used to say, lots of luck in your senior year. Make no mistake, if you try anything to raise the cost of producing jobs, I will veto it. Look.
Have a question, man. How
Nancy's, the more Americans have health insurance now. Look.
Just a really shitty face from Ted Cruz. Just a real shitty face.
I'm pleased to say that more Americans have health insurance now than ever in history. A record 16 million people are enrolled in the Affordable Care Act. And thanks to the law I signed last year, saving millions are saving $800 a year on their premiums. By the way,
Republicans
that law was written,
voted
expires in 2025.
Some shit like that.
So my plea to some of you, at least in this audience, let's finish the job and make these savings permanent. Expand coverage of Medicaid.
Never did it.
Look, the Inflation Reduction Act is also the most significant investment ever in climate change. Ever. Lowering utility bills, creating American jobs, leading the world to a clean energy future. I visited the devastating aftermath of record floods, droughts, storms, and wildfires from Arizona to Mexico to all the way up to the Canadian border. More timber has been burned than I've observed from helicopters than the entire state of Missouri.
Fast forward to this. I want to hear the foreign policy.
In addition to emergency recovery from Puerto Rico to Florida to Idaho, we're rebuilding for the long term. New electric grids that are able to weather major. But no billionaire should be paying a lower tax rate than a school teacher or firefighter.
Billionaire tax, okay.
I mean it. Think about it.
I mean, he's not joking.
He's not joking.
Oh, what happened? Go back
years
a
to
little bit.
accumulate
Janet Yellen
was added by just one administration alone, the last one.
Dobie.
They're the fact.
Here goes
Nancy's knobs. That is an unfortunate. I mean,
have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
She looks like Dobie.
Yeah. Is it Dobie or Dobby? Dobby, right?
Dobie, sir.
Yeah.
You presented the salt to master.
My kids dressed up as Harry Potter and Hermione for Halloween this year.
Yeah. What did you dress up as? Snape?
I didn't dress up as anything. I've been pretty lame on Halloween the last couple of years, but this next year I'm going to. Now that my kids are really getting into it, I'm getting back in the game.
Good. Bring it on.
Check it out.
Maybe I'll dress up as
Check it out.
What is going on?
They did the right thing. They lifted the debt ceiling 3 times without preconditions or crisis. They paid American bills to prevent an economic disaster in the country. So tonight I'm asking the Congress to follow suit. Let's commit here tonight to the full faith and credit of the United States of America will never, ever be questioned.
Nancy's boobs. I don't think we've used that one yet.
Okay.
I was running. I was gonna lose that point, but like I said, at the beginning, Joe Biden actually does have some political talent. He's hammering the Republicans on raising the debt ceiling without even a little bit of a fight, really, under Donald Trump. Like every time Trump gave the word, they went ahead and voted to spend more money. And now that like we're getting ready to have a debt ceiling fight, and you can look at look at McCarthy right there. He's like, oh fuck.
Well,
Fuck.
and you know what? Like the Republicans doing what they do. Fucking
Yep.
like this election should have been bigger than it was. And like this
Mhm.
moment, they're looking like fucking assholes because Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, shut the fuck up. Have some decorum.
Yep.
God.
Well, and also just like maybe once, just one time, follow through on some of those Republican promises. You know, like some of that shit that you promised to the conservatives. You know, so that you get past the primary. Like follow through on something. Like that's the one thing Trump's got over all the other Republicans. He at least followed through on some shit.
Especially Stormy
So
Daniels.
some of my Republican friends
Allegedly
want to take the
Allegedly.
economy hostage. I get it, unless I agree to their economic plans. All of you at home should know
I
what
had a
those
bit
plans
about,
are.
Donald
Cut
Trump.
spending.
Instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans,
Bob's doesn't
some
look that great.
Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
She's still
See, and I'm sorry,
Let me give you
Nancy Starship Galactica.
We're gonna go back to the Bobs.
Like, I'm sorry, I haven't. I've heard every single Republican say they don't want to cut any Medicaid. Like they've said this. Like what? Okay, yes, maybe you could say yes when they do a bill, they're not. But like nothing would indicate that they're doing it right now. Like no Republican has come out.
No, and I guess the one Republican I've heard other than like Thomas Massey, but he's a libertarian, so he's like, yeah, cut all of it.
Yeah.
Rick Scott actually had a plan that he floated, and it was there was like huge Medicare and Social Security. And I don't even actually think they were that big, but you know how the media plays it, like massive spending cuts to Medicare and Social Security, and he floated it. The media got wind of it, and immediately all the powers that be walked it back, and then it just like got filed away for another time. Like they don't have the stones to follow through with anything like that, dude.
Matt, man, can we do this again? Like do the other half again here soon? I'm like dying, dude. It's 10:30.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Like I'm fading.
No, it's good. I didn't realize what time it was getting to be, but
we've got to like this might have to happen every year now because this is magic. We should just watch C-SPAN. We should watch C-SPAN all the time.
I know that should be just like maybe not an every week, but we could do like a once a month. Just watch C-SPAN.
We could. We're such fucking boomers right now. It's not even fucking funny.
Oh, I know that he didn't say anything of real substance during this shit, and there's gonna be like analysis and a whole bunch of just hoo ha surrounding this fucking nonsense. And then they're gonna go back to like the same partisan politics, and we're gonna get closer and closer to a war with Russia. We're gonna get closer and closer to a war with China, and we're gonna spin and spin and spin and spin, and then doesn't matter who wins next election. It's gonna be the same fucking thing all over again.
How about the next podcast we we pick the highlights and then we'll go over them. And also too, can we see the Nancy Mr. Pelosi video? That's fucking crazy. I just saw a clip and I was like, oh my god.
Nope.
I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know fucking what to say.
I don't either. I just like you see something like that and you're like, maybe some of those QAnon
right?
Deals should be shut down, you know?
That dude is fucking nuts.
He's like beyond nuts. Just like the cops like, hey, you want to drop that hammer?
I mean, at first
nope.
it was like ripping on Nancy's, privileged husband, and then after seeing that clip, I'm like, oh, they beat that old man.
Yeah, you hear a very audible thud against his skull, and you're like, oh fuck, that guy got. Oh, that's bad.
Just here on Fence Post Politics, we admit when we might have jumped the ship on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I was very willing to entertain the gay lover conspiracy theories.
Yes,
I wanted it to be real. I got that was like Sasquatch for me. I wanted it to be real. But no, that dude just got fucked up with a hammer.
Yeah. And then on that on that note, with love from Nancy's Death Stars.
Nancy's Death Stars. Move your ass. We're burning daylight.
We're fucking stupid.
It's so stupid.
Your eyes up in the morning, beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horses kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right. Is just a gather, and you won't catch 'em all. But when you ride through the gate, make sure you sit up tall. I can see the horizon, it's looking pretty bright. Well, get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right.